Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Lady Layer. Thank you guys for joining us today. Make sure before you leave, you subscribe to our channel and you follow us on social media so you can keep up with everything that's going on. We have been going live every Thursday at 7 p.m. If not at 7, it'll be 7:30. So make sure you guys are tuned in so you can catch it live and we can kind of interact with you guys as the show progresses. If you're watching the playback, it's live. Okay. So we're gonna jump right into Real Housewives of Atlanta. This episode, the ladies are still on the trip to Nashville, and it
Shiloh had
opens
a
up with
doctor's appointment.
Shamea on the phone with her husband because Shiloh has a doctor's appointment, and you know what, the average child, if they have a common cold or something like that, like it's really no concern. But if you have a child that has any type of medical issues or history, it is a big deal. And so for her to be away from her daughter while this is going on, she kind of talked about how great her husband is. And we got to see that too on camera with him being at the doctor, him encouraging her, telling her like he's, you know, Shiloh's gonna be okay, enjoy your trip, like, you know, just trying to kind of encourage her and let her know like everything's okay, like I got this. So I feel like it just kind of shows like why it's so important to be careful who you choose to be your spouse and the father
Right.
of your children.
Right.
Because some of these folks out here, like, child, you on your own.
Right. They are
Yeah.
not
So,
there. And it's like for him to take the, well, I mean, obviously it's his kid, but you know, he while she wasn't there, he was there. He FaceTimed her, like he was sensitive to her, like, you know, being emotional because she wasn't able to be there because she's always at every appointment. Like that's really dope, you know.
yeah. Yeah. So if anything you
We
get from
love
that,
Gerald.
be careful who you have your kids with, because it really does
Right.
make a difference when you have that type of support. She knew she could go on her trip, which she's working, you know. She knew she can go off to work because he was going to take care of it, and you know, and not make her feel bad about it. So I thought that was really good. And then they're on the bus ride getting ready to go to their activities, and Shamea gets a text message. Well, I guess it happened before they got on the bus. Shamea got a text message. She had a really heavy morning.
Yeah, it was a lot going on.
She had a really
Yeah.
heavy morning. But if you guys watched a few seasons ago where they did a PSA for domestic violence, and Shamea talked about her experience with her ex-husband, and it was really dark. Her experience was really dark. She went through a lot, and she talked about how there was a friend that was a friend of his, but also a friend of hers, but mostly his friend. When everything came out, she didn't believe her. Like she
I
basically
know.
was like, you're lying, he would never do something like that, you know. And so this person 10 years later, I feel like she said it was like 10 years later, texts her and basically apologizes and was like, you're right about him. And she just said that she felt really validated in that moment, because I guess this guy was either famous or powerful or something of the sort. And she kind of felt thrown away by everybody that was like in their community at the time. Like she was a
Yeah.
black sheep. Like, how could you say something about this? How could you speak about him? And things like that. So I can understand how that would be emotional for her. And it was just an emotional day. Like she thinking about Shiloh, and then like that happened. So that was a lot.
I thought it was good that she apologized, but I hope that was like a learning experience for her. Like you can't victim blame. Like unless you are there, like you don't know what's going on. And if she's hurt enough to leave a marriage, like obviously is some validity to it. Like nobody just
Right.
leaves just and lies about being abused. You know, like that's weird. But I'm glad she did
Right.
it and she was accountable for it. I think that's probably why Shamia was so emotional, because like if
Mhm.
you are like really trying to get someone to see like I'm telling the truth and then they finally like, you know, validate what you're saying, you could get like emotional. So yeah, I thought that was good. And I
Yeah.
thought that all the ladies being there for her was good too. So that was a
Yeah.
good moment that she saw, because imagine if she was by herself and she got that text message, especially after everything that happened that morning, it would have been crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was a good moment too. Everybody kind of just stopped what they were doing and like rally behind her. So I thought that was
Hmm.
good too.
Come on, sisterhood.
Right. When the time gets tough, and it matters the most, people come through for you. It does make a difference.
Right.
So then,
So
okay, go
did
ahead.
Angie did not me calling her Angie like that's my friend. I am not Sierra,
That's my
okay?
homegirl.
Did
That's my
Angela
homegirl.
did Angela set up Drew? I don't think so. Well,
I don't think.
I take that back. I do think she set up Drew because, well, no, I take that back because Drew got
I
to take
don't
some
feel like she
accountability.
purposefully set her up. I feel like she thought she was doing something by kind of like trying to fill out, everything before she gets there, so she not walking into like an ambush.
I
But
think Drew set herself up because she know who Portia is and she know how Portia is and she knows she shouldn't have popped up on her trip. It was not
hello,
going to
that's the
be,
real tea. That's the
yeah,
real tea. It's like, girl, you knew better. You walked into the lion's den so that you can make your dramatic exit,
right.
and you could just be like, I don't have time for this.
And then it was crazy because Portia wasn't even like going at her like that. She was just like, girl,
no,
you here? Just be here. Like, stop trying to make a scene.
you straight? You want me to roll out the red carpet for you? I didn't invite you here.
Right. That's what your friend who told you to come need to be doing, not me. You are her guest, okay?
And everybody's acting like it's so weird that exactly Drew knew better. Like everybody's acting like it's so weird that Portia was not super warm and inviting to her. Like, girl, I didn't invite you.
Mm-hmm.
You're lucky I didn't tell you to stop at the door and go find yourself a hotel.
Right.
Like people were
You lucky
saying,
I
like,
didn't take all my anger out from Simon on you because I said I was cussing people out on this trip because this is my
okay.
birthday.
They're like, Portia's being a mean girl, and what do you want her to say?
Right.
I think it was fine for her to, like she said, she's like, the girl is here. I'm not going to treat her bad. She can go where and do whatever she wants to do. I'm not. She hugged her when she came in.
Right.
She hugged her when she came in.
And she let her go on her trips her little excursions that she paid for. Like,
exactly. I think Drew pushed it when she tried to bring something to the table. Listen, it's my birthday. You've already made it too much about you by even being here.
right.
We're not going to hash out anything. We're not going to talk about anything. You confronted me at the dinner table when you already saw I was pissed off.
Right.
Was just not a good move.
And don't bring me no whiskey from a whiskey taste that I didn't even want to go to. Okay. Obviously, I don't want the whiskey.
I think Drew should have just sat in the amen corner and be an active participant in the activities, but everything else, like when it comes to Portia, like she was being cool with you. Like if somebody say you straight, okay, cool. I know you not really feeling me like that, but we knew that already.
Right. None of what happened is a surprise. And especially with Portia saying that she just found out that they were still filming, which I get everybody's like, oh, Portia, why do you expect, like, honestly, I don't understand why Portia expects for him not to film. They're working on music together. Like, it's not like he just going to Drew's house kicking it. Like, they're actually working. They haven't showed a scene with them filming where they just kicking it. It's always in the studio, like on a professional level. So it's like I don't get it.
But do you understand why she would be nervous for him to be filming with someone else on the cast with her not present? Do you understand like why she would be nervous?
Feels like he might spill the beans on something. Is that what you're saying?
So what she said was the reason why she didn't want Dennis to film was because she knows how this whole process works. If there's ever a conflict between, like, say her and Drew have conflict right now, right? So she was trying to be proactive. So say her and Drew get into it and she tries to bring up something to him. He's mad at her as well. They get to talking back and forth bad about her. Now she's pissed off at Dennis, which makes it hard for her to co-parent with Pilar. She was like, me and Dennis are in a great place as co-parents. And I don't want anything to jeopardize that. I've seen how this show can ruin relationships and ruin families. Shoot, she's seen how it happened on her spinoff show. She was
do you think that if they would have went about it the right way, it would have still been an issue? Or you think that if they would have asked her up front, she would have just been like, no?
I think she would have said no. I think she would have been okay with them working together because she was like, I don't have an issue with them working together. I have an issue with them filming. Now, if he was in the background of her session, not mic'd up, just there in the background and not signed the papers that he was there, cool. Like we could
But
still
do you think
promote.
that though? I feel like even that would have been an issue. Like
I feel like if they talked about it and they came to an agreement, because what she said, I'll go off what she said. She said that her issue was them being on camera together and having the opportunity to cause drama between her and Dennis. She was like, I could care less about what happens with Drew. Like, I'm cool with her and everything. Like, we was friends, but she doesn't affect my relationship with, my baby daddy. Like, if me and him is cool, my daughter is good. When me and him not cool, now the grandma's got to communicate for us. It just makes it uncomfortable. So she was saying that was her only issue. So I do think that based off of what she said, if they had a real sit down conversation between the three of them, like, hey, we're planning on working together. She's going to be presenting her music on the show. How do you feel about that? And then she has the opportunity to say, hey, I think that's great. It's a little weird to me because you're not a music producer, but if that's what y'all want to do, cool, get your money. But I don't want you guys to film together because I know how it stirs up drama. I know how producers work and things like that. And then Drew could have either agreed or disagreed, and then we would still have drama if she disagreed.
So I think that would have been great, but I don't think that's the issue.
Well, what do you think is the issue?
Yeah. Huh?
What do you think is the real issue then?
I just think that she just don't want, like, she ain't fooling with Drew right now, so she just don't want her to have nothing. Like,
but she wasn't not fooling with her before this happened. They was cool.
Listen, I don't know. I just feel like it's also something else underlying. It ain't never just what's presented.
That's true. It's always something else. But I think based upon what she said, it makes sense to me. If I was
what she's saying does make sense. I just don't feel like that's everything.
No, I think on top of that is she doesn't fully trust Dennis to be good with his words. Because Dennis has proven to be off the wall with the things he says. So she doesn't trust him on camera.
Yeah, I think that's more of what it is.
The
fact that she's so worried is because she got trust issues with Dennis.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's the bottom line. And I think that's what she was saying too. Like, I don't know what this fool gonna say. I don't know what he gonna do. I don't know what he gonna be involved in. And then now me and him got an issue because he done went off the wall and said something, and now people coming back to me telling me X, Y. Like, that's why I was like, I get it.
So what you think about them saying Portia is giving friend of show energy? She don't really need a peach this season.
I don't really understand that part. So I feel like it's early in the season. I don't feel like anybody has made a standout performance this far, except for Shamea, because we've only seen her be a friend of. I feel like Shamea and Kelly. I feel like
they talking about Angela is like the hero of the show now.
Now that I don't understand.
Yeah.
I feel like people who don't like Portia are saying that because they just don't like her and they love that someone is coming for her, because people had this impression that Portia was going to be the head honcho. She was going to be the queen of the season. Everybody was going to be bowing down to her feet. So I think
she got so much going on personally. She don't have the energy to be trying to.
And I don't think she cares, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like people are doing all this because of her place on the show in the past. But that's the thing with reality TV. You move with the ebbs and flows of how your life is really going. Like her life is upside down right now. Like she has some really great things going for her, but she also is in limbo with her ex-husband. So that's what we're going to be seeing on the show. I don't think it's like Angela is groundbreaking at all. Only thing she did was bring somebody on a trip that wasn't invited. We've seen that done 100 times before.
Right.
Like,
well, they're talking about after that whole argument with the pool fiasco and Portia saying she should sleep with her husband. Like, I feel like Portia said that because that's what people think of her anyway. Like with the whole Simon thing.
Anyway,
so and the fact that Angela pissed her off, that's the thing she gonna go to, because that's what they would say about her anyways, you know.
So what about that situation makes Angela a hero? Because she confronted her?
Because I guess she confronted her. I don't know. Listen, I don't think the Angela is queen thing either. Like, she's not really bringing it to the show either. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think they like that she's not afraid to speak her mind, which I think is good. That's what you how you need to be on reality TV. But I feel
Yeah,
like all the
especially
ladies,
this show, because you'll get eaten alive if you just let stuff slide.
but I feel like all the ladies have been that way. Anybody
Mhm.
this season that has been confronted with an issue has spoke up for themselves.
Right. So
Like,
yeah, that's why I don't get it. In the comments, if y'all get why Angela is now Queen Bee, please put it in the comments because we confused.
yeah, because nobody is ducking fades on this
Right.
platform. Like everybody is like with it, what you say.
Right.
And I think that's she said I'm over Portia. And I think that's what it is. I think people are over her. They don't care anymore. Like most people, I feel like thought that we were gonna get her and Simon on the show, but then when everything erupted, it's like it's different now. So
Yeah.
I think people are just like, but I agree with the whole with her saying if you know Portia's personality from watching the show, it's not far fetched for her to say, I'm gonna go sleep with her husband in because she's always
petty.
calling herself. She makes fun of herself. She's very petty, and she's gonna say whatever she wants to say. Do
Right.
I think it was right? Absolutely not. Do I think she was serious? Absolutely not.
Right. Yeah.
Like y'all, come on, let's move on. Like it ain't that deep. Y'all making it way deeper than it has to be. So now this is gonna be a new storyline.
Right. Next week, if you saw the previews, they got to have a sit down, and Angela got to confront her. Like, listen, please don't drag this out. Okay, let's just have this one conversation and be done.
Yeah,
and
let's wrap it up.
Also, honorable mention, Shamea and the stinking again. Like, I can't do it every single episode.
So she said, "No." Somebody in the comments said, "Nah, that was foul because she probably said that about Simon." Maybe, and you know what's some tea too? So I was watching Portia's YouTube channel, and she was eating hot dogs with Dennis or whatever, and they were talking, and Dennis was basically saying that a big part of their issue in the beginning was Dennis felt like Simon stole his woman from him because Dennis saw Simon in the airport. Okay. I never heard this story before. Dennis saw Simon in the airport. He's thinking they chopping it up about business. And he's like, so what's up with Portia? Simon asked him, what's up with Portia? And he's like, well, what you mean what's up with Portia? He's like, well, are y'all together? Like, whatever. And he's like, no, because they were already broken up at that point. But Portia did say they went back and forth, all, whatever. And so after that, she was trying to get her timeline together, though. She was like, oh, but that was months later when he hit me up and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know him and da, 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 da. And I was like,
dude,
I don't know.
I don't know if you know what's on my mind, but listen.
What?
How the hell Dennis thought that was his woman and he freaking cheated on her while she was pregnant? Like, it ain't no coming back from that, bruh.
Let's be honest. There are a lot of women who came back from that.
She wasn't.
Deshaun Snow.
Deshaun Snow is not Portia.
Listen, it doesn't matter. What did you just say, though? But what did you just say?
Huh?
You said who's going to come back from that?
No, I said, okay, maybe I should have said Portia is not coming back from that.
Okay, that's different. Because I'm like,
there's a lot of and Portia are two different type of women.
yeah. That's why I'm like, well, what are we talking about? Because we've seen it happen over and over and over again.
I think that Portia is that girl. I think maybe that she would have let him they would have fooled around a little bit, but that it's never gonna be what it was. After you break that,
she made that clear to him. But she did say on the podcast, she was like, we did go back and forth for a long time, but she was like, when I started dating Dennis, she said they were broken up for 11 months, like officially broken up, ain't no coming back and forth.
Right. So why would he think that's his woman?
Well, he was saying when he seen Simon in the airport, they were still together. So he was saying that, but Portia shut it down because she was like, no, that was in this month and this happened in this month. And then 4 months later, and I can't remember her timeline. Yeah. And it sounded all over the place to me. So I do think it's a little tea there. Because between what Fallon was saying and what Dennis is saying, and then
we cannot trust Fallon because she was cheating too with the pool boy. Like,
I would trust anyone, to be honest with you. But somewhere in there, there's some truth.
Absolutely. But let's also talk about the things they was doing. The people that be claiming, they
was all,
cheated on us. They was
I
cheating
feel like
too.
they was all doing it to each other. Now, I
Right.
will say, I don't think that she was with Simon while he was with Fallon.
I don't think so either.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Now, did he hit her up? Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did she act on it? I don't think so.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I mean, this is definitely OT, but do you think it was, I mean, her and Fallon, she says Fallon wasn't her friend like that. But do you think it was cool for her to hit up Simon like, hey, just wanted to see you was okay after she found out they was getting divorced? Like, it's all messy.
I feel like if Simon was her friend, maybe. But you wasn't friends with neither one of them. But the girl is now in your friend circle. Even though y'all not tight, whatever, I feel like it's out of line.
Right.
And you had intentions on seeing where he was at. Because maybe you already heard through the grapevine that he was interested in you. Because if he would walk up to your baby daddy and ask about you, he's asked other people about you as well.
Right. And the fact that when they actually went to her house, she wouldn't even like hug him or anything. She was like, bump. Like, no. Like, you do not need to be checking on that man. You don't even know him like that. You ain't even hugged him according to the show. So,
or
right,
have they already had an interaction and she didn't want it to look no certain type of way, so she did that. Because you know how if you see, I've seen this happen before too, where two people have like hooked up or been around each other or whatever, and then they see each other in public, but nobody else is supposed to know, and then they hug each other. Yeah, but then they hug each other, and you see the chemistry or that. Ooh, that ain't a hug.
Right.
So maybe she was like, I ain't hugging him because
yeah.
Allegedly. I don't know.
Right. All right. Well, let's move on to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So they had the fashion show. Mm-hmm. And like, okay, so listen, I'm happy that Bambi was dancing to Scrappy songs. Like, you can't not dance to his song. I'm glad she's not.
Yeah, I was dancing.
I thought it was weird that she made it seem like Erica was trying to battle her. Like, why Erica can't just be dancing too?
Katrina.
Honestly, I wasn't paying attention.
I was about to say, you clearly were not watching. You clearly were not watching if you did not see that. When I say Bambi was dancing regular, like, yeah, like, you know, mm-hmm. Erica was like, like she was all, she
wrote the rap.
Like she wrote it. She was acting like she was Mama D, and that was her baby up there performing.
And that's so sad. Like, Erica, I need you
to let it go, baby. Let it go. He dogged you like he dogged everybody else.
Right. Y'all was messing around. He had a whole baby on you. Like,
I think she forgets because he praises her, baby mama number one. We cool, you know, she the best. She the best one out of everybody. And I think that
y'all done had y'all trials and tribulations just like you and Bambi right now. Like,
but I think that pumps her head up because they are so cool, because for whatever reason she needs validation from him. Right. And I'm like, bro, he dogged you the worst in front of everybody. And so over and over and over again, you kept going back to him. And even this season, or the first half of this season, he dogged you again because y'all was hanging out, acting like y'all was trying to fake date. And he told them it has a whole baby on you. So it's like, girl, you might want to sit down and let your daughter pump her daddy up.
Right. And I get why Bambi don't fool with Scrappy, because Scrappy never has her back. When it comes to Mama D, when it comes to Erica, like never, like even on the podcast, like, first of all, what we ain't got nothing else to talk about. Why do we have to sit on this podcast and talk about Bambi?
And I get it. Say what you want to say about me, but not in my children's presence. There's no way you should allow for my children to be present and somebody dogging their mama in front of their face, and they're old enough to understand what's going on if they hear their mother's name and then she go, hey baby.
Right. Make it obvious. And if she wouldn't have said it, Bambi probably wouldn't even known that the kids was right there. But you blew
No,
up
you
your
could
own
see the
spot.
kid.
Oh, you do?
You could see the I don't know which one it was, but you could literally see them walk behind.
Mm-mm.
And that's what she said. She's like, someone sent me a clip and I see my children in the background. That's what pissed me off. Erica talk about her all the time. It's like, she a
Yeah.
bird. I don't care nothing about her. But in front of my children and you didn't say nothing, it's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, it's got to be a line. Because if it was Imani, then she would have been pissed off.
Of course. Of
Mm-mm.
course. But I think that's why Erica doesn't care anymore, because she's like, you didn't protect my child. Like, girl, she's grown.
Yeah.
And she be
And that's
talking
why
back.
y'all get along, because she grown. So you don't have to depend on Scrappy to do stuff for Imani anymore, because she's a grown woman. So now
Right.
y'all can be friends.
Exactly. You may act like you forgot that all y'all been through, but we ain't forget.
Right.
So,
And then I feel like Baby Mama 3, we about to start all over again, because here he go again, letting his mom talk crazy about Baby Mama number 3. And he ain't saying nothing. Like,
but that's what I understand about him is like, you get these super strong-willed women,
mm-hmm.
and then you want them to pipe down.
Right.
You got a girl from Brooklyn and a girl from Compton.
Right.
And you want them to sit on their hands and not say anything? Like, bro, please.
Right. And then, okay, so do you think Spice is actually, now that she's watched it back, do you think that Spice is going to confront Amy about her lying and saying that Spice said that she wrote that Bambi wrote a diss track about her?
I think she will. I think she
hope
will,
so.
because Spice, you know, I don't really care for that much, but she don't really like liars like that. So if it's proof that, and then it's like you stirred up more drama between us. But what I didn't like about what Spice said to Bambi about her record was, if you're a real serious producer, you should be telling your talent when their stuff is trash.
Right. Why let me make stuff that's not good? Like, it's messing up your album. Like,
that's your job as a producer, is to say, instead of like manipulating a situation and being like, oh, well, she wrote a diss about you, you need to write a diss about her.
Right.
Just say, I don't like your verse. Let's change this. Can we change that? We need to
Right.
bring this up tempo. We need to do like
You
produce.
offbeat a little bit, because she do be offbeat. You offbeat a little bit.
Yeah, like just produce. Like if
Yeah.
if you actually produced the record and you let people come in and you gave them critiques, you would have got the job done. But no, you was being messy.
But she's saying she didn't do it, and she showed the footage of her talking to Amy, and she never said anything about Bambi dissing her. So that's why I'm like,
but to me, the messy part is allowing the disses to be on the record.
Yeah, no, for sure. She should have told Amy, like, yo, that's not what this album is about.
Yeah, we're not doing
like,
that.
Like Jock did. Jock was like, this is not gonna be no diss album. Like, we here to promote Atlanta and show love, and I'm not doing all of that. We're gonna have real producers. Like, it's gonna be a real album.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that will be interesting to see egg on Amy face.
Right. Because I want Spice to go just as hard as she been going on Bambi to Amy. Keep the same energy.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think she's gonna be like, Amy.
Mm-mm.
No, why would
if I was Bambi, I ain't letting it go until she get that same energy. we got beef forever.
Listen, everybody saw the wrath of Bambi on this episode, because she came in there racing stuff off the board in the music video. Right. Then she turned everything upside down at the fashion show, which I don't blame her, because it's just like, girl, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's just too much. And Scrappy, mine ain't been in, and I ain't in it. Like, you are in it.
Of course he ain't. He like to stoke the fire and then run.
Yeah. I don't
like with him and Zane. Like, why bring his like, if that's your friend for 20 years, like, why wouldn't he consider your mom like a mother to him? Like, your mom, I know you almost 20 years, and your mom is like a mom to me. Like, she cares about me, like, in a motherly way. Like, why would that offend you? If anything, that should be like a compliment to how wonderful your mom is. Like, I don't get it. And then you go and bring his wife into it. Like, why would you think that he wouldn't be pissed about that? Like, it's different.
That's almost like
your mama. Like, I don't get it. Like, they're not the same.
That's why I was like, is this manufactured beef? Like, is y'all making this up for camera?
Or
Because it came out of nowhere. Like, Scrappy, whoa, why did you get upset? Why did you get out of your seat?
right, and then sit and finish having dinner. Sorry, if we get to where we about to fight, I'm leaving because I'm
And
not gonna
they're
be
over
able to
there
calm down.
giggling about it.
Right.
It was weird. The whole scene was weird.
Right.
Like,
The baby
why are
the
they
little
there? Like,
burning baby cake. Like, bruh, you the only one I need to be caring about if that's your baby. Like, why do we need to have this reveal? This is weird.
it was very strange. So then we have Carly talking about whether or not her wedding is going to take place or not. And it's like, girl, y'all already married. So you need to be
Right.
trying to worry about
If
is
your
the
marriage is gonna work. How you could stop being so freaking insecure and let the man live. Like, Jesus.
but did she have a reason to be insecure? Because do we believe the receipts that Zale has?
I do, but I also think that he was doing that before they got married. And because she chose to get married to him, girl, that's what you got to live with. It's not a
I
new
agree.
character.
I agree. But
Like,
she was. Now, I think Carly's antics are very extreme, but it wasn't coming out of nowhere. Like, she had every reason to be checking up on him because he was doing everything that she thought he was doing.
but my point, like, I get that, but like, he was doing it when you was married. He was in a whole relationship, had a baby on the way when you married him. Like,
Right. So you should
a
have never.
man ain't gonna change just because he says I do. That's who
That
he
is my
is.
whole grievance with America right now.
Huh?
Like, people are get. I really want to know if certain people is like, why do you want to get married to this person? Like,
Right.
you don't trust them. You are coming at their head every other day. Like, we don't even know if he like you for real.
Right.
Like, why are y'all getting married again? Like, it's a lot.
And the signing on the paper and the I do is just supposed to make everything just magically
Magically,
change.
that is so ignorant to believe. Like,
Right. So that's why I'm like, I don't have sympathy for Carly. Like, it was never gonna be the wedding of your dreams or anything like that.
no, I don't have sympathy for her
If
either.
you
She
thought that he was
definitely
just
should not.
automatically gonna change and be faithful and do everything you wanted, it's never gonna happen because that wasn't who he was when y'all got married. You got married to him for money, so girls, sit back and collect your check. And
Yeah, you got your money. That you got what you
right,
wanted.
right,
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I definitely don't feel bad for Carly. I think it was very stupid for her to just go ahead and marry that man. Like, you do not know him.
right.
And I feel like, I don't know, maybe that had nothing to do with the other, but because Sierra kind of did the same thing, but Sierra knew her man they've known each other for a very long time. But they both kind of really rushed their weddings. And I'm just like, a lot of that I don't understand. It's very impulsive. You're too old.
But it's a difference, though. I know you see the difference between how Sierra is with her husband and Carly is.
Well, that's what I just said. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I just said. I'm like, that's why I was like, it's not the same because Sierra,
Yeah.
she's known her man since high school.
Yeah. And they are actually in love.
Right. But I still think it was dangerous I think it's dangerous for anybody to get married that soon.
Yeah,
Like,
it's risky.
It's very dangerous to get married to anybody that soon because I feel like when you're doing it within a month, 2 months, it's like you're going off of emotion, you're going off of lust, probably. Like, you're going off of like, oh, it's hot and heavy. We really love each other. What does love really mean?
Right. Well, that's Sierra anyways, because she did that with the last guy. And
Exactly. That's
got
what I'm
divorced.
saying. And there's so many Sierras that do this, and then they get on the internet complaining about, I didn't even know him. He's a whole different person now.
Right.
Duh.
Yeah. You gotta be with them all the seasons. Don't
all
be
the
there.
seasons, and then some. Because if you see red flags within those seasons, you need to investigate. Yellow flag.
Yeah.
Hello. Speaking of yellow flags, let's move on to Summer House.
Yeah. Listen, Jesse is so weird and he cannot take accountability. Like, Lexi literally, all she wanted him to say was, Lexi, you know what? I was wrong. I shouldn't have been talking about you behind your back. If I had an issue with you, I should have come to you and I'm very sorry.
Yep. That's all she wanted.
Like,
that's literally all she wanted. She was willing to let stuff go. She wanted him to be upfront about, like, why are you going around to the other women?
Right.
Hello. Talking bad about me.
He's
And
a
then he has
child. He's
nothing to say,
immature.
like he has nothing to say to Lexi. He has nothing to say when he's confronted by the other girls. When they're like, well, you were talking trash about her. Well, I
Right.
wasn't in that way. Yes, you were. Come on
How
now.
was I? And then he put his foot in his mouth when he's like, oh, well, I was just saying that to Sierra to make her feel better. Like,
Feel
bro, she
better
don't
for
want you
what?
like that. Huh?
I'm like, and I was with Sierra because Sierra was like, feel better for what? He's like,
Right.
he's trying to make up stuff on the spot, like, like with your situation with Wes. How is you flirting with me and telling me that you would have picked me and go make me feel better about my situation with Wes?
Right. And I'm popping. If I wanted you, I could have had you. I still can have you if I want you. So
Yeah, because
please.
you trying to lay up on me and rub up on me every chance that you get. Like, let's be honest with ourselves here.
Right.
I wasn't checking for you. You checking for me.
Right. Yeah, no. And then okay, so the Carl and Sierra thing is very awkward. Like I feel Sierra 100%. Like first of all, Carl, like we should have done this way before you and what's her name? You and Lindsay got together
Lindsay.
because Lindsay is not the bitter ex that I want to battle. Okay.
See, and I'm glad. Listen, remember I said this last week. I'm like, I hope she comes from that angle because it's the
Right.
perfect get out of jail free card. Because don't nobody want to get the wrath of pregnant Lindsay.
Right.
Ooh.
Heck no.
She mad at you meeting another girl in the club. She's like, oh, did he really sleep with her? Please,
Right.
girl, you got a whole baby in your belly.
Right. A whole
Leave that man
baby, a
alone.
man. Like, girl, why you pressed about me? Like, please. And then she keeps talking about how she got left at the altar. Like, girl, you did not get left at the altar. We
You didn't make it
broke
to the
up
altar,
months
babes.
before the wedding. Like,
You did not make it to the altar, babes. Let's stop that.
right.
He told you well enough in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all both have to eat the cost of it. Like, it is what it
Right.
is. But see, she only wanted the wedding and the baby. She cared nothing about him.
She made her list.
That's what she wanted. She's got the baby. We'll see if she gets the wedding with this new guy. I don't know.
Okay, so what did you think about Kyle and Amanda's convo at the end where she was like, they were talking and Kyle was talking about how he might be infertile and all of that stuff. And Amanda's like, well, I don't even know if I'm capable of taking care of a human. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel if the person I was married to that we agreed, like, we want to have kids, just switched up. Because it's not even like, I get the whole mental health thing. She's not saying because I don't know if I'll be mentally available. Like, she's just like, I don't know if I want to do it anymore. And I don't know.
I feel like her saying that she doesn't know if she has the capability of taking care of another human being is her saying she doesn't have the mental capacity. Like she said, I'm struggling to take care of myself sometimes.
But she said she was doing in a good place with her meds. That's why I'm like, I don't know.
But she's still like, she said both.
Yeah.
So that means that there is something mentally that's not all the way stable. So, and nobody wants to have to take meds to be a parent.
Right. And how would that affect the baby if she has to take it while she's pregnant? Yeah.
And also, let's not forget the fact that Carl acts like a child himself sometimes. So her thinking about, if I was her, I would be thinking about, I'm starting a new business, which is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. That's like a baby. Then I have my husband who can't decide whether he wants to be an adult or a baby.
Right. And Sierra was on Watch What Happens Live and she was like, Kyle still comes home at 3:00 in the morning. They don't need to be having kids.
My point exactly. I think where her mindset is right now partially does have to do with him as well. It's like, without her saying, she doesn't want to hurt his feelings, but it's like, bro, we have this kid. I don't know if something's going to switch for you. For a lot of men, it does switch, and they can fully get into father mode and they completely change their lives around. But for some men, that switch never comes off. They continue to go out. The baby's your responsibility, especially if he's the breadwinner. A lot of times those men use that as an excuse. I'm working. You going out to the club till 4 a.m. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So
I think he would be a good dad, though.
Being a good dad and being a present dad are two different things. Some men can be good dads in the moment when they're around during family time. But if I need you home, and you feel like you have friends in town and you want to go out till 4 a.m. and I've been stressed out all day and I need to be present here with, so I feel like her feelings are valid. with being concerned with all those things, especially if she's like, I don't even know if I can take care of myself. Because in order to be a mom, you need to, it makes it a lot harder if you're all over the place.
Yeah.
If you don't even know whether you're coming or going, plus adding a baby into that, you really gonna be lost. That's why we see people.
Yeah. With the probably, and if she had postpartum, it would just make it even worse with the
Exactly.
other
It's time
stuff she's going
10.
through.
Because when you have that baby, those first 4 months, you really don't know if you're coming or going. So if you already feel like that before you have the baby, then yeah, you're even higher risk.
Yeah.
So I feel her. Kyle would have to show me consistently that he can be a responsible adult and do things in decency and order before I would even think about having a kid with him.
Yeah. But I wonder if she had that conversation, would he really be receptive, especially with her saying she don't know she could take care of a human.
Yeah, I don't think if she came from that angle of anything having to do with his behavior, I don't think he would receive that well at all. Because I feel like they kind of talked about that before.
Yeah.
Maybe not in depth, but I don't think he would receive that well because he would say the same thing. I'm going to be a great dad.
Yeah.
I know what it takes to be a good dad. It's like, yeah, but a lot of sacrifice comes with that. And you might be so stressed that you want to go to the bar more.
Right.
Like your habits don't die because you have a kid. Sometimes they're amplified.
Yeah.
So
it's like the same thing with marriage. Don't change this because you get married. Don't change because you have a baby.
Because you're in a higher stressful environment, because especially in the beginning, because your two comes together as one. Well, it's supposed to be, because that's a whole nother story. Like I don't understand this whole 50-50 conversation about going into marriage 50-50 when it's supposed to be coming together as one. You're supposed to be 100%. Let's put it all together.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother thing.
All right, y'all.
So we did watch Love
Hotel. Yeah.
We did watch Love Hotel. It's just getting started. So far, the guys seem cool. I feel like for the guy, what was his name? The Nigerian guy. I feel him. He was like, listen,
I'm here for Ashley.
It's Ashley or nothing, because he's like, Giselle is fine, but I want to have kids and she doesn't. Like, they're not compatible. She's too old for him. He's still getting started in his life. So he's like, it's Ashley or nothing, because he's surely attracted to Shannon or oh girl. So I think it'll be interesting to see, like, is Ashley gonna go black?
I think they like each other. She gave him a kiss. She looked like she was blushing and all of that. So
I think she likes him, but that ain't a guarantee that she gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not go for what she know.
I think they would make a cute couple.
I think so too.
But it's only the first episode, so we don't know.
Exactly. So I did like that he went back and gave her that kiss though, because she was already like, oh, I don't know, I should have.
Yeah. Did you watch the Never Ever Met?
I did not.
Oh,
I did not.
It was good. Watch it. We'll talk about it next time.
I'll watch that. Or did I watch it? It came on Friday.
Yep. It was where the guy he got mad at her because he felt like he was doing everything because she wanted him to get a drink, and she's like, well, you doing everything for everybody else, not me.
Oh, I think I did watch that one. I did watch it.
And yeah.
So what else? What do we want to talk about with that? I'm trying to remember. That wasn't the one where they was cooking, and that was the previous week.
Yeah, that was the previous week. This one, he was outside barbecuing. So Brandon and homegirl talked, and they hashed it out, and he agreed that he wasn't going to be monitoring her drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
So they hashed that out. And then they had like a little pool thing, and the guy with the flat top was cooking for everybody. And his girl is like annoyed because when they were talking online, he was talking about how he was going to be making her breakfast and catering to her and all of this stuff. And he is doing that, but he's also doing it for everyone else. So it doesn't feel special for her. So she's like pissed because he's cooking and like about to take food in the house, and she asked him to get her a drink, and he blows up. which honestly is understandable because like obviously he's stressed out cooking and
I'm
everything, and
cooking for
like
yeah.
and you chilling at the pool and you ask me to get a drink. Like, yes, I will get you a drink, but I need to finish this first and then I'll get you a drink. Like, I get it.
Right.
Like, he didn't make her the priority, but also like you see he's doing stuff which you will benefit from. Like, give him a little break. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you have to pick and choose your battles. Like now is not the time to expect princess treatment because he gonna pass out trying to keep the grill going, run back and get you a
Right.
drink. Like, girl, be reasonable.
Or at
How
least
about you
say,
go
hey,
get him
babe.
a drink
Right.
because he out here in the sun cooking.
Right. Or say, babe, I'll watch the grill. Can you go get me a drink or something? Like, I don't
Which is
know.
stupid because
Just
it's
try
like,
to be helpful.
yeah, like I could see if they were all sitting by the pool
Yeah.
and he was sitting down chilling and she asked him to go get it.
Mhm.
But the man was cooking.
Right.
But I feel like some of the guys are into the experience of like everybody in the house having a good time. Like, we're on vacation,
Yeah, and they're not
we turning
focusing on
up.
their relationship.
Yeah. And I think that may be her grievance with him. It's just like, yeah, we're good in the group settings when we compete in the competitions and stuff like that, but we're not spending intentional time with each other.
And they're
So,
still like fairly new. I think they only been dating like 5 months. So like this is the time to get to know her and
yeah.
like figure out if you guys want to date or whatever. Cause she got a child, like
Yeah.
it's a lot
She's like,
going
I'm
on.
not here to play around. I'm here to figure out if I really want to be with you or not. So I get that, especially if you're showing me a different person than you were telling me that you were going to be.
Right.
So don't.
And then
You can't
Tatiana
see.
confronted Clay at the golf thing about his lying.
Mm-hmm.
And that blew up. Like I get it. Like withholding is lying, but like why have that conversation at Top Golf?
I probably couldn't hold it no more. She probably was sick and tired of looking at him and like, oh, he's such a liar. I can't take it no more. That's why you should deal
But
with stuff.
they didn't even reach an agreement until they were sitting yesterday and calm. I mean, not yesterday, but the next day calm. And it was like over something little about him lying about being vegan. Like obviously he wants to impress you. That's why he's trying to pretend like he don't like meat. But like you had the
But
calm
a lie
conversation.
is a lie, and
I get it.
Yeah,
I would have been annoyed too that you lying about it and you being fake. But like, how do we fix this at golf? Now I'm not having fun because I'm arguing with you at Top Golf.
Well, sometimes you can't hold it, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't blame nobody because everybody's temperament is different. And at the same time, like, this is what we're here for. Forget Top Golf. Like, we got an issue. Like, we need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And then you over here, I don't want to sit over here and be fake with you and act like everything is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of them are focused more on the fun. And the lies have got to stop. Like, why did everybody lie? Like,
right. But he still ain't told everything that he got going on. And it's going to be even worse because she's already told you several times, stop lying.
I feel like that's why she's be blowing up on him because she knows that there's more. It's like, I know you lying, bro. Just say what it is so we can get through this and move on. I can decide for myself if this is something I want to deal with. Like, you holding me hostage at this point because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think that would piss me off more than anything. The fact that you're not giving me the opportunity to choose.
Yeah.
Right.
She knows he's lying. Every time he opens his mouth, she knows.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not being honest. So I get it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that's all the shows for this week. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys for watching. We will see you next Thursday. Good night.
Bye.